Hi everyone, Denise Robinson from By the Bay Kinesiology and the Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology modality. Today I want to talk about self-testing and show you some techniques to do your own self-muscle reflex testing, as us as kinesiologists do all the time. We use it on ourselves, but we also use it when we're doing online kinesiology sessions. So we pick up the energy of the person who's on the other side of the screen, and then we self-test to find out what's going on with them. So I get asked all the time, how do you self-test? Anyone can do it. It is so simple. So I'm going to show you right now. So there's so many different ways. I'll show you a few different ways and then find which one works best for you. All right, so the first one's called the body rock technique. And this is about putting your feet firmly on the ground, hip width apart, and just standing there for a minute, and then close your eyes and say, show me a yes. And what will happen nearly all the time is your energy will flow forward. So you actually find yourself rock forward. And then if you close your eyes again and say, show me a no, and for me, it goes backwards. My energy goes backwards. So that's a really easy one. So when you're doing self-testing, the best way to do it is to ask for yeses and nos, but you can also do stress response. So a stress will unlock or show you a no, and something that isn't a stress will hold strong or lock the area that you're doing. So with the body rock, the best way for that one is actually just using yes and no. So show me a yes and show me a no. Check what it is for you first, and then you can use that. It may be that you go one way, sideways a yes, and the other way, like left is a yes, and right is a no. And then you know, once you know, then you can test anything. So that's the first one. That's called the body rock technique. And then you can do where you put your index and thumb together in a loop. And you can use this. So a lock is a yes. So show me a yes and it will hold. And then show me a no will give way. So that's another great one to do. So that's just literally looping those as eights together. And a yes, a no. Another one that you can do is little finger and thumb. Put them together and put your fingers in between here and finger and thumb. And you just want to, you're actually using these muscles here. So you're pushing here and just hold. And show me a yes, and it's very firm and locking, can't move that. And show me a no, it gives straight away, so your energy goes on a no. So when you're working with someone else, you can pick it up by doing that. That's another great technique. And the other one, which is really simple, is just using your arm muscle like we do as kinesiologists in a session with someone when they're on the massage table, is we're using brachioradialis muscle, which is the muscle here in the arm. And so when we're using this muscle, we just do this. So we've got show me a yes, it'll lock. And normally do it above the wrist because this moves, right? So you want to do it just above here. So show me a yes, it'll lock. Very light pressure. Don't do too much pressure. Too much pressure is not going to work, going to fatigue the muscle. You're not going to be able to feel the energy. You want to be able to tune into the body and feel the energy. So you can do a lock here. So show me a yes, show me a no. A no will just give way. The arm will just relax. Or you can do something that's a stress. So you could say, think of a stress, and the person could think about, or yourself could think about something that's stressful for you. And when you've got that stress, the muscle will give way. And when it's not stressful in the end, when say you're doing an online session, then the muscle will hold. This is a great one to use, really easy and simple, but they're all really great techniques. If any of those muscle testing ones will work and are fantastic. Another one you can use, which is a little bit trickier to learn and more so for kinesiologists, once you've done a bit of training, this is easier, but is to do this finger, so your middle finger on top of your index finger. This is the one that I use all the time, but I find it tricky for some people to learn to start with. And what you're doing is you're basically using this as your muscle, this finger. And so you're pushing down, that's a yes or a lock or a no stress, depending what the question you're asking. So make sure you have the question clear in your mind. If you're asking a question, it's a yes and no answer. If you're asking for a muscle response or a stress response, then you're looking for an unlock is a stress and a lock is no stress. So you've got to be clear about how you're asking. So that finger on top of there, and then that's a lock, that's an unlock. Or if you're asking a question, that's a yes and that's a no. So you could do that as well. I normally just put them together like this and do that's a lock, that's an unlock. And I don't bother doing it like this, but the action is actually that, but I just do it like this. So that's another way to do it. That's one I use and I love that one, but it'll take a bit of practice. You need to practice these if you want to get great at them. And then the other thing you can do, if you've got a pendulum, everyone's got a pendulum. If you don't, go grab a pendulum. They're so much fun. Get a crystal pendulum. There's so many different sorts. This is an Egyptian one. You can get just plain. It's an amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz, any type really that you like. You can get ones that aren't crystal as well. I prefer a crystal one, but make sure that you cleanse it. Put it in some salt water or use clearing spray, which is what I use, or Palo Santo incense to cleanse them after you've used them. And with a pendulum, all you do is you've got the pendulum here still. Put your hand underneath it and wrap it around your finger. So you're just wrapping it over the top of your finger and holding it on the other side. So it's dangling. And then I just put my hand under it to ground the energy. And what you want to do again is show me a yes and show me a no. So first of all, show me a yes. And you just want to see what the energy does. So for me, there it goes. Mine is always a circle for a yes, which is what it's doing now. And then you want to do show me a no. And for me, a no is a line. Now, it could be different for you. It could be a circle one way is a yes and a circle the other way is a no. So find out what it is for you first. It could be that it swings a certain way. So the question to ask first, you've got to connect to your pendulum. Make sure you don't let anyone else play with it. Use it as your own and connect to it. Then you've got the energy and it's working with you. So, and find out what is a yes and what is a no. Best to not use stress response for a pendulum. Just use yes and no's. And then show me a yes. And for me, it'll start spinning in a circle. There it goes now. And then show me a no. And then I can ask any question that I want. What do you want to have for dinner? What particular thing do you want to buy at the shop? What remedy do you need today? Which oracle card do you need? Test up from the oracle cards, put it over the different packs and see which pack shows yes and which one shows no. Put those away and then go through the yes pile. You can do it for essential oils. What oil you need if you've got essential oils at home. That's so much fun. And any remedies you've got, fantastic flower essences, crystals, hold them over the top of them. If it's a no, for me, it'll go a line. If it's a yes, it would be a circle. And when you're getting used to tuning into energy and working with energy, pendulums are a great way to start and probably easier than muscle testing to start with. And then once you get more experience, then muscle testing is great. So there's a few techniques on self-testing. Give them a try. Let me know how you go. Have a great day.